And back to our coronavirus coverage now. No one has been more threatened than older people during this pandemic, and COVID is likely to be more serious and more deadly for that group. And it turns out that threat created a unique chance to study their resilience.
KCRA 3's Edie Lambert spoke to the lead researcher in this study, and she joins us live remotely, working from home with a look at the results. Edie?
Well, Lisa and Brian, throughout the pandemic, there's really been a common image of older people being isolated, unhappy, and lonely. But research out of Stanford University Center on Longevity found on the whole, they're actually doing better than younger people. They asked nearly 1,000 people of all ages and all backgrounds to track their emotions and the intensity of their emotions last April. That's when people were just realizing how serious COVID was. And here's what they found. As people age, which you can see there from left to right across your graph, younger to older, they had more positive emotions like joy, happiness, contentment, and gratitude. And those emotions were more intense. Older people also had fewer negative emotions like anger, disgust, sadness, and fear. And those emotions were less intense when they did feel them. And younger people were twice as likely to feel lonely, even though older people actually spent more time alone. So the question in all this is why? One theory is that older people are better able to avoid the things that bring stress or unhappiness. And that's why a pandemic is such a perfect time to study this. We are all going through it.
This is inescapable. Nobody's avoiding it, and it's prolonged. And besides that, it's targeting older people in terms of danger more than any other age group. So they're at greater risk. And we thought this is time to really explore this alternative and see how older people are doing now.
And it turns out this study bolsters a lot of other research that finds people generally become more resilient after the age of about 50. They're very aware of the dangers and the risks at the same time, but the goals and the outlooks change. Younger people are more focused on goals that will get them ahead in life, and that tends to shift as people age to being better able to appreciate the good things that happen day to day.
Younger people often say to me when I talk about these kinds of findings, that sounds great to me. How do I get to be like an old person? and my reply generally is that the bad news is that's probably not a good idea. And that is younger people do need to take risks. They do need to expose themselves to difficult and challenging situations because they'll learn from them and that'll pay off in the long run.
Now, Dr. Carstensen was careful to point out that there are many people, older people, who are not happy. It's not like aging is a cure for unhappiness. But Lisa and Brian, overall, her research shows that people have more perspective and they're better able to cope with adversity as they age. Back to you.